What if your hearing loss started years ago and you completely missed it? Not because you ignored it, but because it doesn't sound like what you think it sounds like. It does not start with silence. It does not start with things going quiet. And it definitely doesn't start with you saying, I can't hear. It starts with small moments you brush off. And today, I'm going to show you 5 signs that you may be losing your hearing, but don't even realize it. And I promise you, at least one of these will surprise you. My name's Dario 𝗗𝗶𝘁𝗶𝘁. I'm a doctor of audiology, and I've helped hundreds of people in the Toronto area to achieve better hearing and solve complex cases of hearing loss. And today, we're going to debunk this common myth with facts, not fear. Let's jump right in. This is the classic one. I hear it all the time. You find yourself saying, what? Can you repeat that? No, you're mumbling. Here's the truth. And I tell everybody this. Most people, they're not mumbling. The most common type of hearing loss affects the higher frequency sounds first. Those are sounds like S, F, TH, SH. Those sounds help to make everything sound crisp and clear. So when you have a hearing loss, speech doesn't disappear. It becomes blurry. Words lose their sharpness. Your brain, it tries to fill in the gaps. And eventually, it can't keep up. If clarity feels off, but volume feels fine, that's a red flag. You go out for dinner. You sit at the table with friends. You go out for dinner. You sit at a table with friends. You smile, you nod, you participate. But by the end of the night, you're exhausted. Not socially drained, but you're mentally drained. You're wiped. When your ears are missing sounds, your brain is working in overtime to fill in the gaps. All of this extra effort is listening fatigue. If social events feel harder than they used to, your ears may be working harder than you think. In a quiet room, you can manage. Add background noise and suddenly everything falls apart. Restaurants, family gatherings, meetings, busy environments. You start missing parts of conversations. Here is why. Hearing in noise requires precision. It requires separating speech or the stuff you want to hear from noise. All the stuff you don't want to hear. The first thing hearing loss affects is clarity, not loudness. You don't necessarily need things to be louder. You need them to be more clear. If noise feels overwhelming, that's one of the earliest signs. You do not notice it happening. You turn it up bit by bit, then a little bit more. Then someone walks into the room and says, why is it so loud? Or they don't even need to walk into the room to tell you that it's too loud. And you genuinely think, well, it's not that loud. Family members often spot a hearing loss before you do because they haven't adapted to it. Hearing losses are so slow that, for the most part, the people experiencing the hearing loss don't actually notice it. It becomes their normal. It's the people looking in from the outside that just notice the change. If dialogue is harder to follow, especially without subtitles, that's a sign worth paying attention to. This one stings. You miss your name being called. You miss quick comments from across the room. Someone says, I told you that already. And you honestly don't remember hearing it. It can look like you're not paying attention, but sometimes it is not focus. It's a high frequency hearing loss. And because it's so slow, you adapt without realizing you're adapting. These changes you're doing are your new normal. Here's the myth. If I was losing my hearing, I would know it. No. Most people wait 4 to 7 years before getting their hearing tested after changes are noticed. That's 4 to 7 years of your brain working harder to hear than it needs to. Hearing loss is slow, it's subtle, and it's incredibly easy to normalize until it starts to affect your relationships, your energy, and your confidence. Here's what I want you to remember. Hearing loss rarely announces itself. It shows up as frustration, fatigue, turning up the TV volume, blaming noise, and blaming other people. If 2 or more of these signs sound familiar, don't panic, just get tested. A hearing test is simple, it's objective, and it gives you clarity. And clarity, that's power. If this video made you think about yourself or someone you love, share it with them. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode of Cut the Noise. Because here, we don't guess. We test, we educate, and we cut the noise.